Well, there's your problem right there. The freaking trigger's broke. I need to get a new trigger. That a bitch. Alright, greetings and salutations. Today is, excuse me, the 23rd. June 23rd, 2016. Last time we were here, it was the 19th, Sunday the 19th, when I took this gun apart. And that's what I found. Broken trigger. There's supposed to be another leg like that over here. Here it is right there. So, anyway. Of course, I couldn't do anything about it on the 19th, so I didn't get around to calling them till probably 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon our time. It was 3 o'clock their time in Florida, Monday. And I called them and I got an answering machine. I left my name and my number, and within an hour and a half, 2 hours, a very nice young lady called me back, and I forget her name, and I'm sorry I forgot her name, because I would give her a shout out. But anyway, she asked what she could do for me, and I told her the story that I had a DB9, and I had about 600 rounds that started to malfunction, and I bought the Galloway spring kit, and I was installing it, and I discovered that the trigger was broken. So she asked for the serial number of the gun, she asked for my mailing address, and she said, I'll get this down to the parts department and have this sent out immediately. By Tuesday afternoon, I had an email telling me that it was on its way, and today, on the 23rd, it showed up. So, the reason I didn't send it back to them is because, and it might have changed in the last couple of years, but they're not very, I've heard that they're not very fast in the turnaround time, like 5 or 6 weeks turnaround instead of 5 or 6 days. So I didn't want to send it back just for the trigger and have to do this all over again anyway. So let's see what I got now. Looks like new pins, 3 new pins. Holy crap. And look at this. They sent the whole assembly. Look at that. They sent the trigger, the cam lock assembly, the trigger bar, and the rear slide ejector assembly. That's like 2/3 of the receiver. That's cool as hell. Oh, some bitch. I'm still going to replace these springs. There's the Galloway spring, and there's the factory spring. Okay, so here's the ejector. This goes at the rear of the gun. This is the trigger and the cam lock, and this is all connected by the trigger bar. And to replace these springs, take the trigger bar off the trigger, move the spring. There we go. Replace it with a right hand spring from the Galloway kit. Replace the trigger bar. And we'll flip it over and do the same thing on the left hand side. Make a simple. Alright, see if we can do this. Apparently that pin that's in there is a temporary pin. Alright. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Look at the next one. We'll put this one in next. Groovy. Okay. Don't forget to put this little spring back in here. Perfect. Try again. Alright. Now you know what we gotta do, don't you? Let's go to the range. I was gonna wait on this video, but the weather forecast doesn't look very good for the next week or so in regards to the heat index. So there's no wind today, so it's good for filming, but what's missing? Mount Charleston somewhere in that haze. It's probably 100 bazillion degrees outside. It's hot. Probably it's like 11:30 in the morning, and it's probably already 105, and it's supposed to be like 110 today. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time out here, but I am just going to function check this DB9, and let's see how it runs. I'm going to shoot 50 rounds, and we'll see how many failures there are in regards to fail to feed. Probably do 2 magazines one-handed, and the rest of them with a two-handed grip, and we'll see how this thing functions. Man, it's accurate.
So I just did a 5-minute monologue only to realize that my camera shut down because it's sitting out in the sun cooking. So it shut down because of the heat. So I have to close this video out by saying at 100% reliability for that 50 round session. No failures at all, as you saw. And I did notice that the trigger pull is a little heavier. But you won't notice it if if somebody's coming at you and you need to use it for your defense. You won't notice it. Yeah, so if you have a DB9 or a DB380 and you're having problems with light primer strikes or a trigger reset issue, it's probably because the trigger is not going forward fast enough or all the way for the trigger to reset. Like I said, I could never duplicate it by dry firing, and it would only happen intermittently and usually when the gun was getting dirty. But yeah, this thing functions great now. 100% reliability. So if you have a DB9 and you're having those issues, consider getting the Galloway Precision spring kits. 20 bucks. There's no instructions that come with it, but it's really not that difficult to figure out. And if you're unsure how to do it, you can use this video as a reference, or you could go to Galloway Precision's YouTube channel and you could watch their tutorial on how to do this spring replacement. So again, I want to say thanks to Diamondback Firearms for expeditiously getting that part out to me. You went above and beyond. I really appreciate it. You know, I might consider getting another Diamondback product. Instead of sending out that entire unit, they could have just sent out a trigger like I wanted them to do. And you know, truth be known, I'd have been glad to pay for a trigger, but they sent that out, no questions asked, and I really appreciate that. So tip of the hat to Diamondback Firearms. So you know, they're a relatively young company that's experienced some growing pains. It's to be expected. So again, I just want to, you know, I love it when a company does that, when they stand behind their product and they don't, you know, try to make excuses. So in the meantime, guys, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry, stay cool, and you have a splendid day. All right, bye now. Oh, I gotta pick this brass up. It's gonna be hot.